Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Was at the game yesterday, so I didn't really get to do like a match review or nothing like that. But, just watching this team in person, in color, live, like it's so different when you see these guys on TV. Like these guys are some serious players, bro. Like you're watching Enzo Fernandez just, make it look too easy. You're watching Caicedo just, win tackles that he's not supposed to, that he has no right to. You're watching Sanchez, again, just freezing in time and being bailed out by Cucurella. Again, you're watching Cole Palmer looking decent. You're looking at Chalobah keeping things on lock, Tosin keeping things on lock, Cucurella doing his thing. And then you got Neto just skinning people for fun, being dangerous, and even in Nkunku. Christopher Nkunku looks like he's trying to play for his future here. And I know it's been reported by Fabrizio and them, like, his future with Chelsea is done. But it's like, is he really trying to fight for a place? Like, is MARESCA trying to still keep Nkunku in this team? Because he's playing a lot of minutes and he's looking really good. Like, he doesn't look like someone who is trying to, play for a move, unlike a certain, number 11 for Chelsea. Like you're seeing Nkunku get stuck in, being dangerous, having chances to score goals. And it's just like, the ultimate, professional kind of attitude is being displayed. But yesterday's game was, it was a great game. You're watching your team really we're just bopping, Fluminense off the pitch. We're controlling things. And then you have Joao Pedro. I mean, you remember the Champions League, Real Madrid versus Arsenal, when Declan Rice bended in them 2 free kicks and, everybody was going crazy like, this is probably the wildest brace you've ever seen in a game, or maybe the Champions League game. And I'm not saying, Joao Pedro's goals are, anything, comparable to that. But, bro, them finishes were ridiculous. Like, his finishes were ridiculous. The first one was great. The second one, he smacked that ball so hard. It was actually insane. But it was just the performance, It was the complete 9 performance. Yeah, he misplaced a few passes, trying to be cute, trying to be clever, flicks that didn't come off. But like, this guy is, one of the good things Chelsea have done this season, directly and indirectly, is they've added shooters to this team. And I've talked about it before. You bring in people who are not afraid to smack that ball. It's a whole different ball game. If Pedro is not smacking that ball from 20, 30 yards out for that first goal, we don't score that first goal. Chelsea have added people who can shoot. Joao Pedro, shooter. We know Delap can smack a ball. We know Esteval can smack a ball as well. Now, Gittins, when you watch his play and you watch his comps, he likes to cut in and smack it as well. So now we've gone from a Noni Madueke who's inconsistent with his shooting. You've gone from Jadon Sancho, who's inconsistent with his shooting. Mykhailo Mudryk, who can shoot, but 8 out of 10 times is not really getting it on target. A Nicholas Jackson, who's always falling off any type of shot he takes. To a Joao Pedro, who can smack it. Delap, who can smack it. Esteval, Neto, we know, can smack a ball as well. And then now you're adding Gittins, who can hit it. So I'm very, very happy with the fact that, like, we're adding goals and we're adding more danger to this team. Like, whether you like it or not, whether you rate these guys or not, these guys are coming in to add, a bit of a different element to this team. And I'm very excited about that. But Joao Pedro, listen, you came in, the first game he played, he came in and he just gave us, something. He gave us that glimpse of like, okay, this guy is actually a serious baller, And then for him to follow that up against the team that he used to play for when he was 17, bro, clinical performance. These are the kind of performances you're not really going to see from a Jackson. And you could already tell the pressure's on Jackson. Like, the pressure to improve and to do better is immediate. Because not only does he know the lap is going to be ahead of him, now Joao Pedro is going to be ahead of you. So it's like, bro, you really got to buck up your ideas or you're out of here. Like, it's really that simple. The way Pedro is leading that line, the way Neto is, is combining with him, the way even Nkunku is looking nice. Yesterday, like, Palmer didn't really have the biggest influence for me, but guess what? We're finding ways to win games without Cole Palmer being involved. Palmer could have had a go if Jackson decided to square it, but we all know what Nico Jackson decided to do. But we're starting to really play like a serious team. We're starting to play like not just a bunch of individuals being thrown about, and we play PSG in the final. Of course, Real Madrid got embarrassed today 4-0. This PSG team right now, they're on a different wavelength. Like, they're riding that win from winning the Champions League and being like absolutely dominant to like now the Club World Cup. But I believe, we have something for them on Sunday. So we're going to talk about that game at another time. But for now, we just got to say, MARESCA in this preseason, I guess not preseason, but in this Club World Cup, he's showing us, a bit more of variety in our play. It's not stale. He's showing us something different. He's tweaking different systems. Yes, we still don't want to see Gusto in midfield. Yes, we don't want to see Reece James in midfield when you can play André Santos, but we're starting to see, something different, something more cohesive. We're starting to see some serious play. We are scoring a lot of goals as well in this Club World Cup. So I got to big up the manager at the end of the day, because when you're doing right, we got to congratulate you. When you're doing right, we have to say, you know what? You've been handling business. You've been on business. You've been on smoke. Nobody would have said we would have gone to the final when Flamengo destroyed us. It turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because look at us now. We're in the final. It's a one-off game against PSG. You win it, the winner takes it all. It is what it is. It is what it is. So MARESCA, I want to big him up. And this whole team. Caicedo, saw him limping off after the game, and I was like, bro, I hope he's ready for Sunday, which, look, I think he will be ready. If they got to do what they got to do to make sure, Superman is back, because this guy is, we need Caicedo, especially when Lavia not potentially being ready. We don't know if Asugo is available. You can't go into this PSG team or against PSG and not have Caicedo. Yes, Santos and Enzo might be able to like give you something, but you need Moises, bro. You need Moises against, Ruiz, Neves, and Vitinha. You need Caicedo's ball winning, ability, his pressing, just his overall quality. But for my first game, Chelsea game, winning 2-0, yeah, that's definitely a core memory. And we had some bangers in that game. So definitely had a great time. But let's talk about these transfers now, because Romano 8 hours ago said, exclusive, Arsenal have submitted initial bid for Noni Madueke, around 50 million package, add-ons included. Chelsea want more than 50 million fixed as Elanga. Similar deals remain their reference. Good relationship between clubs. As talks continue, Madueke agreed terms with Arsenal. Bro, he's gone at the end of the day. It's just, is it going to be Arsenal and another team? And honestly, I think this deal is going to get wrapped up pretty soon. And when this guy came on yesterday, you could see he's someone who's playing not to get injured. Barely running, just jogging, not really, getting involved in play, pulling out of tackles. It's like, yo, bro, you just not trying to help yourself at all. But you know what? At the end of the day, I get it. He's leaving. He don't care. It is what it is. So he doesn't want to get hurt. He doesn't want to get hurt, right? And then the news that actually killed me, though, I'm not even gonna hold you, was this one right here. This one, because I still had a little bit of hope, but the news killed it for me. Tottenham Hotspur reached total agreement with West Ham United to sign Mohammed Kudus. Deal for a 24-year-old forward worth in region of 55 M's. Like, I would have just, okay. So Kudus is somebody I like. That's my, that's my Ghanaian brother right there. Plays for my national team. Serious baller, okay? Didn't happen really for him at West Ham last season, but bro, only 24 and is gonna get better. Kudus is a serious player. And for 55 M's, that's a bargain. Like this, Elanga is going for this kind of money. This guy is so much better than Elanga. Like, let's be real. Madueke is probably gonna go for this money. And this guy's levels above Madueke. So Tottenham, they have gotten themselves the steal of the Premier League season so far. Like, Kudus for 55 M's is a joke. I was thinking we could have been in for him. I mean, we've always had, contact with Kudus and his camp, and we wanted to sign him. I'm kind of, I'm sad he's going to Tottenham because now this brother's not going to see any type of trophy for a minute, or maybe he might. But it just made more sense for him to come to Chelsea than being at Tottenham. But again, it's sad. It's sad for me. I wanted Kudus. They got him. Congrats to Spurs. But then, it gets you thinking, like, where will Kudus have played? Because he's not really great off the left. Like, he could play to a good level. But Kudus, you want to have him cutting in on his, his stronger left foot and shooting or, being more dangerous. So now you're looking at our right side. You have Neto and you have Esteval. On the left, we only have Gittins. Pedro can fill in there at times. We've also seen MARESCA kind of toy with a system where Palmer plays as a left hand and Cucurella holds the width. So again, I saw a way for Kudus to be able to come into this team and still start. Like, Neto could just have been our cover on the left and on the right. Kudus would have been predominantly, for me on the right, and still can play the left or the center. Esteval, as good as he is, I still think Esteval should be given the opportunity to just come in, be embedded into the team, take it easy, give him a few minutes here and there, build up his confidence, build up his minutes, build up his fitness, and then you let Esteval run riot. But I still saw a way for Kudus to be able to fit into this team, because for me, I would have just played Neto and Gittins on the left, Kudus, Esteval on the right, Cole Palmer in the 10, and you also know Kudus can also play your 10 for you. He can play your left and your right. And then now you just have Pedro competing with Delap for the number 9 position. And if you had to play any type of Premier League teams, and even if your team was Kudus right wing, Neto left wing, you wanted to play Palmer in the 10, that's still quality. Even if you wanted to do Esteval, because we've heard Esteval say things like, I want to play as a 10. I see myself as a 10. So even if you wanted to try out that theory, Esteval in the 10, Kudus on the right, Neto on the left or Gittins on the left, you're still going to be able to fill this team against like a bottom mid-table team, and you still get points. You still have, like the competitiveness. So for me, it kind of sucks that we weren't able to get Kudus. I'm not really feeling it, but it is what it is. Now we just have to, get Noni off and see who we're going to sign. The consensus and the rumors, people are saying maybe we're going to bid for Rodrigo. Maybe we're going to bid for Morgan Rogers. Me, the one I'll be looking for, I tell you this, is Mbeumo. I don't know why I had this weird feeling that we're going to do some madness like that and go, all right, Brentford, United don't want to pay the bread. We wanted to sign Kudus. Tottenham were able to move in because West Ham needed money badly, so they were able to sign it for 55 M's. Hey, yo, Brentford, I'll give you 65 plus 5 add-ons. Let's make a deal right here. And then done. And I know there have been no links to Mbeumo, but I am very certain, even though Mbeumo has said, I only want to go to United. United is my only choice. If United are not trying to pay the bread and he's getting very restless, players can change their mind. Now Chelsea might come in and be like, yo, Mbeumo, if you come, I'm giving you that number 11 shirt. For you, the right wing, it's you and Esteval competing for that role. Esteval is gonna need some time to kind of gel in. That role is yours. You know, you handle business. Esteval likes to play in the 10 as well. He could be Cole Palmer's deputy. Now, the right wing, bro, go and solidify that. Neto can play on the left for me. You understand what I mean? I can have Neto and Gittins on the left. Now you got Mbumo. And yo, I don't know why I've always had that feeling. It's a sneaky feeling. Maybe it won't happen. But I just want to wake up one day and get the exclusive from David Ornstein. Chelsea in talks with Brentford for forward Brian Mbumo. Mbumo open to deal. Personal terms will not be an issue. Ongoing conversations with clubs. Bro, I just want to wake up one day and see us being linked with Mbumo. Because if you add Brian Mbumo to this team, or Brian Mbuemo, however you want to call him, you add Mbuemo to this team, yo, we are feasting. Yo, we will be eating large. Imagine, your first game of the season, Mbumo right wing, Cole Palmer central. You've gotten, let's say you go Neto on the left. If Gittins ain't ready, Neto on the left. Joao Pedro up front. Caicedo, Enzo in midfield. Ay. Bro, that kind of meals we will be cooking with these ingredients, I don't even think Gordon Ramsay has thought of these. He has not thought of these meals at all. Because we will be cooking good food. Mbumo, Palmer, Neto, Joao Pedro, Enzo, Caicedo. Bruh. I don't think the kind of damage we'll be doing to teams, them kind of words have not been invented yet. Like, real talk. We've never been linked with him, but for me, Mbumo is somebody that I will just throw a cheeky bit at. You've already gone to the Club World Cup final. We're starting to look like a serious institution again. Like, we started to look like a serious institution when we won like 10 games out of 12. We won a trophy. We're back in the Champions League. We're in the Club World Cup final. And you're telling me Mbumo wouldn't be, at least tempted to hear us out? Listen to the project? Like, if you're Mbumo and you have the choice or the opportunity to go play with Acuna, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Højlund or Xerxes, Ahmad, or you have the chance to go play with Cole Palmer, Pedro Neto, Enzo, Caicedo, Joao Pedro, Lavia, Andre Santos. Bro, you're in the Champions League, my guy. Champions League, you're going to be... Yo, listen, I'm going to need Chelsea to watch this video. I'm going to need somebody, one of these reps, see this video and understand. Mbumo is right there. United ain't really trying to spend that extra bread. We weren't trying to spend that extra bread on Mike Maignan as well. But like Mbumo, it's a different situation because at least Maignan, you could get it for free. He's already accepted personal terms. He already agreed personal terms. So he's already interested in the move. So he can stay for 6 months. Agree with you. You ain't got to pay nothing. He gets his, sign-on bonus, more bread in his pocket, and we good. But Chelsea, I'm begging you, go to Brentford and start a dialogue. Like, talk to somebody over there. See what's up. Because now Mbumo he's getting jittery. Like, yo, I don't want to go back to Brentford. I want to go to United. And again, at the end of the day, United, we could wake up tomorrow and United sign him and case closed, job's done. But if I was Chelsea, I would go have conversations with Mbumo's camp. At least call and find out. Like, see what it will take. You understand what I mean? Like, see what it would take. Because he probably would be like, you know what? United was my first option. United is all I wanted. But they're not moving fast enough. Here comes Chelsea. They're telling me this is what I'm going to play. This is how much I'm going to be making. I'm in the Champions League. I'm going to be locked down on that right wing. And I get to create moves with Palmer, Neto, Joao Pedro, Delap. Bruh. I hope Chelsea go have some sort of conversation, Go have a conversation, talk. I don't know, something, but please, make it happen. I want to finish with Noni because now you're seeing the divide in the Arsenal fans. Some are starting to accept the reality of this transfer happening, and some are just not trying to believe that this is gonna. They're not trying to believe it. They're not trying to believe Madueke might be coming, to their club. Noni NM14. Yeah, listen, if Arsenal give Noni Madueke the number 14 jersey, bro, it's going to be peak. Like, it will be the biggest shithousery of all time. Maybe he'll get like a number like a 20, I don't know, 27, whatever the number is. But if Arsenal decide to give Noni the number 14 shirt, and this deal does not let them sign somebody like a Rodrigo, because now you're hearing a lot of Arsenal fans speaking like it's a guarantee they're getting Rodrigo. Like, yo, Rodrigo has not even accepted personal terms with you. Like, you guys have not even really had any type of conversation. So, like, I don't understand where the confidence is like, well, Rodrigo is going to sign for us. If we go in, we're going to get Rodrigo. If Rodrigo decides to leave Madrid, there's going to be a lot of suitors. Even teams that already have people are going to be greedy. Man City, they will still be in for Rodrigo. Bro, they will bin, Doku and Savio, like, and Marmouche. Yo, it's Rodrigo. Man City will be there. They could play Marmouche as a number 9. Get Rodrigo to your right. Like, imagine Man City, Rodrigo, Haaland, Cherky, and these, bro, it's going to be nasty. Liverpool can go in for Rodrigo. Bayern Munich, even PSG could be greedy. PSG could be greedy and want to have Rodrigo, Kvaratskhelia, and Dembele in one team. Like, all these big teams are going to be in for him. So, reality is starting to set in that Noni could potentially be one of their marquee signings. And look, at the end of the day, I think this move for Noni is a brilliant move. For Arsenal, I think it's a smart move as well. You have your Saka backup. You have somebody who can play on the left and on the right. England international, a European, trophy winner, young, hungry, he already has a good relationship with some of the guys, at your team. Like, he has a relationship with these guys. So he's not going to need any, time to come in and have to like bet in and get used to anything. Nah. London, just a different side. Bro, I think Noni will cook for Arsenal. Like, he's going to cook. So, just pay up, make this deal happen. I think he definitely gives you like versatility. Noni, you should have watched that Liverpool-Chelsea game with Noni on the left. He was moving real saucy. So it's a position that he could definitely fill for you. Noni gives you something that maybe, Martinelli wouldn't give you. When it comes to 1v1 dribbling, Noni's a 1v1 demon. So, like, you guys have to, like, you can't miss up on this opportunity. You bring in Noni, Eze, Gyökeres. Yo, you're making movies as well. You're challenging for the league, but we shall see. Just pay out 50 M's, another 5 additional, or maybe 55, another 3 point something, and, add-ons, and, we're good. But guys, this has been the end of the video. Again, shout out to MARESCA, because he is really changing lives out here. And I remember when Pochettino used to say goofy stuff like, they're never going to love anybody more than they would love me. We've seen some dark times, You guys remember when under Potter, every game we played, the question wasn't, are we going to lose? The question was, by how many are we losing by today? We went through a phase where, in like 15 games, we drew 3 and lost the other 12. Like, in as much as MARESCA could be annoying at times with some of his decisions, bro, this guy has really brought us from like here to here, and it just feels like it's just going to get better. So I'm happy with where we're at. When it's getting close to the game on, Sunday, we're going to preview that game as well. Big game. But guys, like the video, sub to the channel, hop in the comments, let me know how you feel. Let me know your opinions on any of these transfers. How do you feel about Noni? Are you sad that we're selling him to a big rival? Maybe would it come back to bite us in the ass? Let me know how you feel about that. Should we be looking at Bryan Mbeumo? Because for me, you don't get any better like that. Mbeumo in this team, wonderful. Joao Pedro, we try to tell people, This guy, it's a Samba King, but they thought we were just making things up. Brighton, we'll be back for another one. Catch you on the next one. Peace.